Hi, John with eTrailer. If you're ready to add 4-pole trailer wiring to your Buick, even if it doesn't have the factory tow package, well, then take a look at this. This is Curt's T-Connect 4-pole trailer wiring kit that we installed on our 2016 Buick Enclave. Let's take a closer look at the 4-pole trailer wiring kit here. 4-pole wiring is going to give you the basic lighting functions that you need out there on the road. You're going to have left turn, right turn, brake, and tail lights. There's no braking function in this. You'll need a separate kit if that's what you want, if you have electric brakes. But this is a 4-way flat. This is the most popular kits out there as far as either light duty towing or your accessories that come with lights on them. Now this harness is going to come with a dust boot on it, and you keep this on here to keep the corrosion out of the connectors and everything, but this lives out here underneath with your trailer harness out here, so it's going to be ready when you need it. Now it also connects up and over and through to a factory connector that's up on the Buick. Installation wise, not too difficult. It's going to be really easy if you can reach your hand up over inside that quarter panel over there. If you can't, don't worry about it. I can show you a different way to get to that connector. If you want to see if you can get this wired up on your Buick, stick around and I'll show you. So to begin our installation with your wiring harness, we're going to need to find the plug from the factory that's going to plug into this. Now the location of that is actually about right here on the fascia, and some people are able to reach their arm up inside and grab it and hook it up like that, and that's fine if you can do that. There's another way that we can get to the plug, and that's what we're going to show you today, just in case you can't reach your hand up inside of that. And we're just going to be loosening this fascia over here on the passenger side. So to loosen our fascia, you're going to need a T20 Torx bit, and we're going to begin by loosening the Torx screw down here on the bottom of the fascia that's closest to the wheel well liner. And then we can just work our way up the side. You're going to see there's going to be other T20 Torx screws that we need to remove. Now we ended up pulling 6 of the Torx screws out, with the end goal being that we wanted to be able to get our hands behind the liner here. The number of screws might vary depending on the model type, but just as long as you can get your hand behind this. What we want to do is loosen up this wheel well trim here, and if you can reach your hand behind it, you're going to feel the little tabs that are holding it in. You can see as I push it, it loosens up like that. So sometimes you can pop these. There's a little tab. You can pop them with your hand, or you might need to use a tool on the back side. So if you come around, this is the tab, and you need to push up on these like this to release it. Now there's going to be another one right here and here. So I finally got the 3 tabs loose. I was having some trouble with them. This one here needed to be bent down, so they were kind of just flexing all over the place. So you might have a little bit of issue with that too. But anyway, we've got these 3 here, and then you only pull it out this far. We're going to take some painter's tape. This is going to keep our wheel trim from getting scratched. And then on the fascia, right here, we're going to have a 7mm bolt. It's facing up this way. We just need to loosen this. That's what it looks like. So I know that seemed like a little bit of work, but really that's all we have to do now. From here, we can reach our hand in here, and this lower part of this fascia is going to kind of pop loose. So I'm just grabbing it and I'm pulling it. And it's going to have the same little clips that run right here. We're not taking it all the way off. We're just going to pop these clips loose. I'm keeping my hand over here so it doesn't scratch. And that's it right here. We can do this, and if you look down in the cavity, this is the trailer hitch wiring that we were looking for right here. So now we can access it just a little bit easier than reaching our hand up from the bottom. Now we're going to take a trim panel tool, and we're going to pop it off the side of the car and inspect the connector. Just get behind the tab and we'll force it off. And from here, you can take a look down inside of this and kind of inspect it. We've got some dust, but there's nothing really, I don't see anything that's really going to cause us problems here. So we can take some compressed air and blow this out. Once we've got it blown out there, this step's optional, but I like to take some dielectric grease, and we're going to run a little bit into the connectors here. This is going to seal out moisture, although the connector itself is designed to do that as well. But since it was open to the elements, this is just a little bit extra step here. Make sure we're going to get a good connection. From here, you're going to see a rise on the connector here. And that's going to match up with the rise on the vehicle connector. We're just matching these up, and we're going to get those inserted until it clicks. Okay, just like this. And we can run this down on the inside, and we're going to have to route it across, and we're going to need to stay away from the exhaust and everything, but we're going to leave everything loose until the end. We'll get this mounted up and tested before we close up this side of the car here. So we got the Buick back up in the air so you can kind of see what's going on. I've just got the harness drop down right now. We need to work our way over to the hitch, but we want to stay away from the muffler here. They don't have any heat shield or anything to go over, so we're going to come up behind the bumper here, and I'm going to run a section of tubing here to kind of use it as a fish wire. And then, since our hitch today has a spot welded onto the hitch for the electrical connector, I'm going to go over the hitch to this side. All right. And we'll get this tubing off of here. And your kit's going to come with zip ties. From here, we're just going to secure the wire. Once you got it secured the way you want, it does come with a dust boot. So for right now, we're going to hang this on our hitch and keep this secured for now. Now we can get the relays and the fuses inserted up in the front. Now up here in front under the hood, we need to come up to the fuse panel that's located under here. If you push these tabs in, this will unlock it. You're going to have one here, one in the back, and then one on this side. We'll get this up out of the way. If you look on the back of the panel here, this is going to be the locations that you need. In your instructions, they're going to tell you what goes where. You're going to have a series of relays and of fuses. And the different colors are different amperages. The green's are 30s, and then we're going to have, looks like 4 10-amp fuses. So you're going to be looking on here for the location, and then inserting the fuses down into the panel. I found having a pair of needle nose pliers like this will help you as you insert the fuses. Now, at least with our 2016 Buick today, we had a 30-amp fuse and a relay left over. So we used everything else. I think now's a good time to go and we'll get a circuit tester and see if our trailer wiring is working correctly. Now back here at the harness, I'm going to be using a 4-way circuit tester. We have these available here at etrailer. These are an inexpensive tool to keep in your toolbox for just times like this, or if you're ever in the future, if you're having a problem with your trailer wiring harness. It has LED lights on it, and it lets you know that the circuit's working properly. So I'm going to hop in the driver's seat, and I have an assistant check our LED lights here. So I hopped in the driver's seat here, and I'm going to hit the brake lights, and we can see that the LEDs are lighting up on the back there. Then I'll have a left turn signal and a right turn signal. Then I can turn on the parking lights or headlights, and we can see that those are working. And I also still like to check the turn signals and the brakes with the lights on. Just make sure everything's working properly. And we can see that it is. Now, if everything's secure, then we can just reinstall the fuse panel lid and reassemble our fascia, and that'll complete our installation of Curt's T-connector 4-pole trailer wiring kit on our 2016 Buick Enclave.